have a new piece of armor with a travel bag here that I actually got. I actually did most of the coding. I ended up getting it to work perfectly before I needed to actually add the realism part. But once the realism part had to be worked in, I needed a little bit of help because for some reason it wasn't working properly. And I couldn't figure out the interaction of why it was working. And apparently it has to go with the timer and with how it deals with the actual interaction after the fact. So here's what this does. If I could do more of a realistic thing, I'll explain that in a little bit. So pretty much, whenever you crouch, the first time you crouch, it's going to ask if you want to access your backpack. Pretty much what this is supposed to be is that your character takes the backpack kind of thing off of their back and puts it on the ground. And because you're crouching, you're closer to the ground, so it fits. And then you can click yes, and it allows you to access an entire chest area. So I could throw like this stuff in here. I'll throw that in there. It's just leather armor, just all in one kind of thing. Same as everything else. And I'll throw this in here, and the whole works. Okay, now watch. It's not going to activate it again. But as soon as you uncrouch, it resets everything that allows it to check if you've activated it before. So if I do it again, it asks me if I want to access my bag. And look at that, it's all there. Now the only thing that I would love to be able to do is that I could have like an extra script on here that allows it to gain weight based off of how much is actually in the storage. So that way though, like you don't just have an infinite storage backpack that anytime you crouch you can activate. And I kind of have to keep it enchanted. So I gave it an enchantment that's pretty much null and void, which is Feather 5, which just neutralizes its weight. Because if you were to enchant it yourself, it wouldn't allow you to access the storage at all. And unfortunate as that is, that's actually what happens. So I can't really do anything. Now here is something that's more towards like the Dark King's lore a little bit, but I haven't really explained it at all. But here it is. So over here we have the Dragon Lord. Okay. So there's a couple things that I wanted to mention about this armor in particular. Okay. One is that trying to get this to work has been difficult, to get the storage thing to work. You want to know how I got this to work? I actually like everything on here is an activator. Everything. The armor stand, the armor, the hood itself, all of it is an armor stand. In order to get this thing to work, I had the armor and the hood, both activators, that activated a storage so that way you can get the armor. Doesn't work. I throw the same script and I throw it on the armor stand. It works. So I'm guessing that armor cannot be can be an activator, but they can't work they can't function very well, which is fine. So here's the Dragon Lord. I'm gonna click take all. And I noticed something as well. I noticed something when I was running around with the Dragon Lord armor. I ended up doing a bunch of I went through all the mods with the armor just to kind of get the feel of the armor kind of thing. Did it just give me a random Fireless Stone? No. Okay, so that one's working fine. So that one's working, that one's working. Okay, that one's working fine. Okay. It's only working once. Okay. It's weird. Okay. Huh. Okay. I'll have to go fix that one up too. But it's fine. I just want to make sure it's not actually doing anything. Okay. I don't know, that's really weird. Anyway, so the last thing that I ended up doing was I ended up doing stuff in here. Let's go here. And I created a little bit more lighting in here. I also got rid of the 2 tables over here because it looked like it was cramping up this area. And then technically I won't need this anymore. But I like this, so it's fine. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did change these. So if you literally like come in close contact, it'll like burn you now. Which, to be fair, kind of makes sense. Anyway, yeah. So let's continue onward. Last time I said we were going to go do the final guild, or the final faction. Don't ask me what the mod is going to be after that, because I have no idea. I don't have anything that is even close to this. Like, I don't even have a mod that would even, like make any sense of what we're going to be doing. So yeah, don't ask me, because I have no idea. Oh, the one thing is that Soul Link has changes, and I don't know if I...
Yes, my love.
Well, technically I can get rid of it for a short time, so let's see here. So this is one of the changes that I ended up having to do. Spells, Soul Link, and then Soul Link again. There we go. Perfect. There we go. So the book now works properly. I didn't figure out what was going on, so when I asked the same person that helped me with the backpack if they could see what was wrong, he ended up finding it out, and then that was that. Okay, so let's go start off with them. We have to go to the Imperial City waterfront, and we will have our unique disguise as the Dragon Lord. Which, if you want to know, a long time ago, or not a long time ago, well, pretty much probably by the time that this comes out, it's probably been about 2 years. There was a time where I ended up having my armor giving me about insane stats. The Dragon Lord is the same exact thing. It is literally a picture perfect version of that. So you'll see though, like, look at all these stats. Like, that's exactly what it ended up doing. That's exactly what it ends up doing. Old lady's like, okay.
What is it, citizen?
Hello.
I really don't have time for the likes of you.
What do you mean? Grey Fox.
He is the king of thieves in Cyrodiil. You could think of him as our guild master, although he would deny that title.
Join the Thieves Guild.
Everyone is here. Let's begin. Each of you is seeking membership in the Thieves Guild. The Thieves Guild is not a myth. We are followers of the Grey Fox, and I am his doyen. Merely by finding me, you have passed the first test. It's unusual for us to have 3 potential recruits at the same time. Rather than the normal test of skill, I'm going to make this a contest.
Okay.
That's not fair. Methridel, you know the rules. However, for Amuse and the newcomer, let me state them clearly. Whoever brings me the diary of Amantius Electus without killing him will be invited into the guild.
Ha! I'll have it before sunrise!
Somewhere in the Imperial City. The beggars will help you locate it for a price. I can sell you lockpicks if you need them.
Okay.
One more thing. You cannot kill each other during this trial. We may be thieves, but we're not murderers.
It's fine. I can just revive you anyway. Alright.
Spare a coin?
Yeah, so I'll show you guys the error of the armor in a few seconds. I just have to... I've only been Methridel, like, a couple times.
What is it, citizen?
No, it's the next one, isn't it? Yeah. Hi.
Thief! You stole that diary from me. Now I have to wait to get into the guild.
What do you mean? I didn't steal it from you this time. Aw, it's doing that mask thing again. I thought that was fixed. I thought that was resolved. Why are you doing it again? That's so weird. Is it because of the first person mod? I'll have to figure that out. That's so weird. Yeah, so for some reason, the mask will, like, rotate around you. But it didn't do that in the testing one before. It's so weird because, like, maybe I have to separate them. Maybe I can't have them on the same thing. That's so weird, man. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about here, see, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'll explain. So, I copied the hood from the Dark King, which means that whatever the Dark King's hood is exactly what this one should be. The only thing I changed was the texture back into this white one that I found, and the mask is, of course, this mask in particular. Now, for some odd reason, I don't know why, the mask does this weird weird thing where it rotates around the player instead. I have no idea why it does this. It looks like it can't find the right body part, even though the Dark King's armor version doesn't even do this at all.
Yes, you might do.
Thank you. Test.
Congratulations! You have returned with the diary. You have earned the right to join the Thieves Guild.
Thank you.
You now owe your loyalty to our guildmaster, the Grey Fox. He has 3 rules you must follow.
What are the 3 rules?
First, never steal from another member of the guild. Second, never kill anyone on the job. This is not the Dark Brotherhood. Animals and monsters can be slain if necessary.
Okay.
Third, don't steal from the poor. The peasants and beggars are under the personal protection of the Grey Fox, particularly here on the waterfront.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Shadow hide you.
Okay. So, in order for, like, so the thing that's an issue is if I actually go and unsheath my sword right now, you'll kind of see it. I'll show you in a better way with toggle free cam because I don't really know how to do it through editing. You see this little clipping part over here? Yeah, that's a bit of an issue, especially if you're not in the heat of the moment where you can actually kind of see it. So I think it's the way that the pauldron is positioned, or the way that it's, like, designed, maybe? I'm not quite sure. So I grabbed, what was the application people said? Like Blender or something like that? I grabbed that and tried to see if I could access the file. It wouldn't let me access it for whatever reason. So, yeah. So the only thing I was trying to do is I was trying to grab this pauldron and then kind of mirror it over on this side, and then it'd be perfect because it would work. Then the mask. I'm trying to see if of course the mask part I was doing it through NIF Scop, so it's probably not the best place to do it though, but it's fine. Anyway,
I might have something for you, but we can't talk about it here.
okay.
Shadow hide.
And of course, like, this Dragonlord armor has, like, all of the normal, like, it has all the Dark King spells and such. As you'll be able to kind of tell. Like, it has healing vitality and all this stuff. Although I will say this though, I should probably say what this is. The Dragon Lord armor has a total armor percentage of Daedric armor. It also has the total health, I believe, of all of Daedric armor, I believe. Either has the total health, and then I think I divided it by 2, so it made so it's not too overpowered. And then the hood, I added the glass helmet and the glass cuirass and did the exact same thing for that one's health. So this one's light armor, this one's heavy armor, so you're gonna get like both of them pretty much. Then the shield doesn't have an enchantment because I couldn't really figure out what I want to give for the shield. Like, I could do what I did with all the other, like, sort of armors and such, like that from my other mod, where I ended up just giving it, like, what these have, but just really, really weak. But the problem is that our stats are already way too high that I don't want to go and put more there, if that makes sense. So I would much rather just keep us at this for now. Anyway, let's go and wait for Armand Kristoff again. So yeah, so like I did a bunch of stuff, and then I found, and when I found that out, I was like, I felt a little bit defeated about the whole mask thing. So I was trying to figure out why it wasn't working properly. It literally is the Dark King's armor itself, with everything from the hood kind of thing. The only